Now on Sunrise and streaming on CrossroadsToday.com, the court date for the man accused in the Amanda Johnson murder case, Fernando Acosta Jr., is reset once again. And new problems plaguing Boeing as the company faces scrutiny after several safety issues arise. Just yesterday, the brakes on one of their planes failed a day after being replaced. Plus, the Department of Justice has filed a civil antitrust lawsuit against Apple, claiming the company has a monopoly over the smartphone market.
And thunderstorms have cleared and the sun is coming out, and we got a beautiful weekend coming our way. We're going to take a look at that, the weather coming up.
Our athlete of the week has been a star for the UHV Jags. I'll have that in sports.
You're watching 25 News Now Sunrise. Good morning and thank you for joining us. I'm Carolina Astrain.
And I'm Parker Cox.
And today it's the 22nd day of March 2024. The time is now 6:30 on our Friday morning, and today it's As Young As You Feel Day.
As young as you feel today. How young do you feel, Carolina?
I'm thinking I feel 27.
Feeling 27?
Yeah.
Thinking I feel...
Are you feeling 22?
I feel 21. I feel 21. Just a few years away.
21. I like that. Yeah.
Not too bad.
Well, Parker, how is it feeling out there today?
Oh, we're going to be feeling fantastic out there today, Carolina. In fact, it's a great weekend to be feeling 21 because we're going to be having some beautiful weather all weekend, and actually next week as well. We're going to have some great weather coming our way. But right now, if y'all are tuning in with us this morning, you're looking live here in Victoria. A little bit cool out there. Actually, I might say quite nice out there, 65 degrees, but it is quite humid out there. That's what I'm trying to say. 64 degree dew point, 1 degree off from your temperature. You get a 97% humidity. Now, this computer says 10 miles. There's no fog here in Victoria, but I would be surprised if other areas are seeing that fog, because looking at your visibility right now, got 1.75 miles over in Beeville, got a half mile in Refugio, got a 1/8 mile in Carson City, so please be careful. Excuse me, some of us will be seeing a tad bit of fog out there this morning. Not any kind of crazy fog, but the National Weather Service does also see the same thing, and they got dense fog advisories for all of these gray counties you see here. But the dense fog is actually dense enough that you could see some of it on the radar this morning. In fact, looking at the radar, you can see some of us might be seeing a little bit of mist behind that fog as well. So a little bit of technically that's precipitation coming down, but not too bad in terms of temperature. Otherwise, all of us in the 60s this morning, upper 60s along the coast because you're next to the water. But looking at the weather headlines, lots of sunshine coming up. We're going to get up to about 80 today. Near perfect weekend weather coming our way with a weak cool front coming on Monday. Now, like I said, sun is going to come out today, believe it or not, and that's going to give us some beautiful warm weather for the weekend. We're going to take a look at all that coming up in just a few moments. Back to Carolina.
Thank you, Parker. The court date for the man accused in the Amanda Johnson murder case, Fernando Acosta Jr., reset once again to April 25th of this year. That's when the judge will give a date as to when they will hear pre-trial motions. On Sunday, April 18th, 2021, the Matagorda County Sheriff's Office discovered human remains in a burned-out 2018 Ford Explorer and confirmed the remains to be those of 38-year-old Amanda Johnson. Johnson leaves behind 2 children. Matagorda County District Attorney Stephen Reese says Acosta is charged with tampering with evidence, abuse of a corpse, and murder. The Department of Justice has filed a civil antitrust lawsuit against Apple, claiming the company has a monopoly over the smartphone market. Attorney General Merrick Garland claims Apple's anti-competitive practices extend beyond the iPhone and Apple Watch businesses, citing the company's advertising, browser, FaceTime, and news offerings. Apple released a statement yesterday reacting to the lawsuit, saying in part, "This lawsuit threatens who we are and the principles that set Apple products apart in a fiercely competitive market." We'll go to Washington for more on the lawsuit later. New problems plaguing Boeing, a so-called braking anomaly now under investigation as airline executives demand a meeting with the company's board of directors after several recent safety incidents.
This morning, safety standards at Boeing once again under scrutiny after investigators say the brakes failed on an American Airlines flight in Dallas.
There have been some problems down at Boeing with its manufacturing process.
The pilots realized they had no brakes after landing, forcing them to use thrust reversers to slow down, causing the Boeing 737 to roll off the runway.
They ran off into this engineered material. It slowed them down to a stop without anybody being hurt.
Investigators say the plane's brakes were replaced 4 days earlier. They say these images show how a maintenance worker apparently swapped the electric lines and hydraulic lines.
Normally, when you have an airplane that comes out of maintenance, you want to be extra careful. And that's why we run a lot of checklists, and the maintenance folks run a lot of checklists. But these are human beings, and somebody got something wrong here.
It's the latest in a string of incidents involving Boeing planes. In January, a Boeing 737 MAX 9 jet lost a door panel in mid-flight due to 4 missing bolts, prompting the FAA to ground that model for weeks. During that time, Alaska and United found loose bolts on grounded planes, and a supplier found misdrilled holes in window frames. Just this month, an external panel fell off this United jet. And a 777 lost a wheel during takeoff in San Francisco, crushing several cars below. Now, top airline executives are reportedly demanding a meeting with Boeing's board of directors.
They're actually going over the CEO's head. And that suggests that they want to talk about the strategy of the company, the long-term direction of it.
On a recent earnings call with investors, CEO David Calhoun addressed the safety concerns.
We simply must be better. Our customers deserve better.
The Associated Press reports airline executives could meet as soon as next week with Boeing's board of directors. Rhiannon Alley, ABC News, New York.
PAM Health hosting a job fair next Wednesday on March 27th. PAM Health Specialty and Rehabilitation Hospitals of Victoria is hosting a career fair next Wednesday, and they're inviting anyone interested in a healthcare career. This will be at their Victoria Southeast location inside Citizens Hospital on the 6th floor at 2107 Medical Drive. They'll be interviewing and hiring on the spot, so you could very well leave with a new career. Emily West is the Regional Talent and Engagement Manager and says there are a variety of open positions, most of them licensed from RNs, LVNs, and CNA positions. PAM Health Rehab of Victoria CEO Tommy Byers says their company offers competitive pay and incentives.
And we will be interviewing for registered nurses, licensed vocational nurses, therapy, so physical therapist, occupational therapist, physical therapist assistants.
We offer competitive salaries with the other parts of the market. A very unique team level that I don't think you'll see anywhere else. Offer a really great package when it comes to benefits for insurance and that kind of thing. I really love for those that are interested to come by and ask some more questions. It'd be great to see you.
It's a great opportunity to come out and meet the PAM Health leadership team. There's a flyer to RSVP, which you can find over on our website, crossroadstoday.com, but PAM Health encourages walk-ins, so don't hesitate to check them out next week. The National Association of Retailers says home sales surged 9.5% last month, while some housing analysts were expecting a slight drop. That spike was largely driven by a 19% increase in sales out west and a 16% increase in the south. Available inventory jumped by 10.3% over last year to a total of 1,070,000 homes for sale at the end of February. However, the high demand also pushed the median price higher by 5.7%, which now stands at $384,500. Remember, subscribe to our YouTube channel, Crossroads Today, hit the like button and click the notification bell. The time is now 6:38 on our Friday morning. Here's a look at what's coming up on 25 News Now Sunrise. An area sheriff's office arrested a man and a woman for possession of a controlled substance.
The Department of Justice is cracking down on Apple, accusing the company of creating a monopoly with the iPhone. That story coming up.
And also coming up after the break, we'll take a look at your school bus forecast, followed by your weather and health forecast. And later on Sundays, we're going to take another look at the beautiful weather coming our way this weekend.
Here's a look at Community Crossroads this weekend. We first sit down with Victoria for a day of caring, plus the Cuero ISD Education Foundation, followed by the annual Baby Day event, and we end with John Paul Ortiz.
Well, good morning, Crossroads. If you're all tuning in with us this morning, you're looking live in Cuero. A little bit cloudy out there this morning, a couple clouds passing over us, but it's definitely a little humid and also not too bad in terms of temperature. Actually, now it just changed on me, a little bit cooler out there now. About 59 degrees up there in Cuero, but your dew point is matching that temperature. You have a 100% humidity, and this computer says it's bringing you a 4-mile visibility, so please be careful. Some of us will probably be seeing some fog on the roads this morning. But if you're seeing your kiddos out the door, they don't have to worry about the fog. The bus driver does. About 64 degrees though. Very humid out there and a little bit of patchy fog out there. Not super dense fog though, that's the good news. But as they're heading back home, it is going to be a beautiful day. The sun is coming out of the sky and it's going to be about 80 degrees today. Nice and warm today. But with it being so nice and warm today and the sun's coming out, and the UV index is going to be very high. It's going to be quite sunny today. And we still have a little bit of grass pollen today, and mold is going to be moderate today because it's a little bit humid today. But coming our way this weekend, we've got a beautiful weekend all weekend long, and next week as well. We're going to take a look at all that and more in just a few moments. And that's If Your Weather. We're going to look at sports with Zach Brown.
Our athlete of the week went to high school over at St. Joseph, and he now pitches for the reigning Red River Athletic Conference champions, where he is the conference's reigning pitcher of the week. UHV's Mason Longoria has been stellar on the mound for the Jags this year, ranking 5th in the conference in ERA, and he's been saving the bullpen as well, throwing 4 complete games, and he has won the conference's Pitcher of the Week award twice.
It feels amazing. I'm glad my skills are getting recognized. Last year I was getting my cleats a little dirty, coming from Kingsville. I didn't really play, so now I get to.
He has made the most out of this playing time he has had on back-to-back outings. He actually set career highs in strikeouts and is having perhaps the best year he has ever had out there on the mound in the past. Pitchers love the confidence the coaching staff gives them, and his answer is no different.
Honestly, it starts with the coach. I'm glad he trusts me with the rock, and I just got to go up there and do what I know I'm capable of.
Mason's put in the hard work over and over and deserves to be out there. And it's so fun to really watch him get out there and see that hard work pay off and, turn into strikeout wins, and really leading us and setting that tempo in game 1 of every series. So hats off to Mason and can't wait to see what he can do on Friday night.
Longoria has a huge opportunity tomorrow night at Riverside as the Jags welcome number 3 ranked LSU Shreveport. UHV looking for a statement because a lot of people outside of the program still don't believe having the Jags projected to finish number 4.
Honestly, we should be 1, but it's not that case. So realistically, we're number 2, and that should have been it. But we didn't get it, so now we got to respond in a way we know we can. Most people still think, we got lucky last year, but that's not the case. We got nothing but skill on our side, so just got to do what we know we can.
Longoria looks to set the tone tomorrow night at Riverside and show everyone why he is the 2-time Red River Athletic Conference Pitcher of the Week. Like I said, that big opportunity tonight over at Riverside as they welcome the number 3 ranked LSU Shreveport. With your 25 Sports Now, I'm Zach Brown.
Thank you, Zach. All right, we want to invite y'all to experience our digital streaming service, Crossroads Today Plus. You can find it on your connected TV through Amazon Fire TV, Roku, Apple TV, and Android TV. Just search Crossroads Today Plus. The Justice Department is suing Apple, one of the largest companies in the world. The DOJ accuses Apple of becoming a monopoly in the smartphone market by pushing out competitors while raising their own prices. Apple denies the allegations.
This morning, a Justice Department crackdown on Apple, a company the DOJ claims is dominating the smartphone marketplace, with more than 65% of smartphones in the U.S. being iPhones.
Apple has maintained monopoly power in the smartphone market not simply by staying ahead of the competition on the merits, but by violating federal antitrust law.
The Justice Department says Apple deliberately makes messaging between the iPhone and competing devices more difficult with those green text bubbles and pixelated videos. The DOJ also accusing Apple of blocking third-party apps and companies from competing with Apple products, all while raising the price of the iPhone. The latest model is being sold for up to $1,600.
It's kind of unfair, personally, to me, just to keep it high.
It does seem very arbitrarily high.
If you are not happy with the price, you don't have to buy it.
The lawsuit comes as Apple continues global expansion. Tim Cook in China unveiling the company's second largest flagship store. A spokesperson for Apple writes in part, "This lawsuit threatens who we are and the principles that set Apple products apart. If successful, it would hinder our ability to create the kind of technology people expect from Apple."
I think the main point that Apple is trying to make is the following, and it's been an age-old debate, which is to produce a good user experience that customers value and developers value, you need to have, in a way, a closed ecosystem, which is what Apple has created.
Apple is calling the lawsuit wrong on the facts and the law. A spokesperson for the company says they will defend themselves. Perry Russum, ABC News, Washington.
And that leads us to your viewer poll. You can scan the QR code right there on your screen to take part. We ask you, do you own any Apple products? Okay, let's take a look. 84% of you say yes, and 16% of you say no. Come to crossroadstoday.com/vote to take part in our viewer polls. Earlier this week, the Goliad County Sheriff's Office arrested Natalia Martinez of Wharton and Thomas Martinez of Rosenberg, for possession of a controlled substance during a traffic stop. Police discovered various illegal drugs and a scale, among other paraphernalia. Both are in the Goliad County Jail on felony charges. And the time is just about 6:48 on our Friday morning. Still to come, a new report suggests that much of the plastic that Amazon uses for shipping ends up in landfills. Okay, it's time to celebrate those birthdays. Happy birthday to Gio. He turns 5 today. Happy birthday, Gio.
That's a cute picture. Happy birthday, Gio.
Sweet.
So sweet. And happy 9th birthday to Joseph. Happy 9. Look, that's a great picture too.
And I like his shirt and his glasses.
Super happy.
And happy 60th birthday to Josie. Love from your family.
Happy birthday, Josie. And Oscar-winning actress and the morning show star Reese Witherspoon with a birthday today. She's turning 48. Happy birthday. Goodness, she does not look 40. A lot of these people do not look that age, do they, Carolina?
I don't think so.
And to see your birthday wish live on 25 News Now Sunrise, come to crossroadstoday.com, click on More, and under Home, you'll see KVU to submit your birthday.
All right, the time is now 6:48 on our Friday morning. Happy birthday if you're celebrating one today, or maybe you're celebrating this weekend.
Yes, happy Friday, happy weekend, and happy birthday. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Well, good morning, Crossroads. The rain and thunderstorms are all out of our area. In fact, they're way out east, and we're all going to see the sun come out finally. Yesterday, we got 70 degrees. It was nice, not too bad of a day in terms of temperature, but we had lots of those showers and thunderstorms. In fact, we accumulated 1.5 inches of rain yesterday, and that's 1/2 inch away from our average March, the whole month of March totals. But looking at the rainfall totals for all of us yesterday, here in Victoria, we had about 1.5 inches, like I said. Hallettsville got about 1.25 inches, Gonzales about 1.5 inches, but look at these big, giant numbers out east. They got 5 inches over there, 5+ inches over there just south of Houston. And Wharton, y'all saw about a little more than 3.5, about 3.5 inches as well. So lots of us saw a good amount of rain yesterday. In fact, looking at that radar that happened yesterday, all of the showers and the big thunderstorms, at least the severe-ish stuff, happened in the morning and it was clearing by noon. But what else is clearing? The clouds are clearing today. By this afternoon, it's going to be sunny and temperatures are getting to the 80s today and 70s over the weekend. We're going to have a beautiful weekend coming our way. We're going to take a look at all that more in just a few more moments. Back to you, Carolina.
Thank you, Parker. A new report suggests that much of the plastic that Amazon uses for shipping ends up in landfills. The U.S. Public Interest Research Group put trackers in bundles of Amazon's shipping materials brought to drop-off sites. Those materials included plastic bags, bubble liners, and air pillows. Out of 93 items, the group found that only 4 made it to a recycling sorting center. That's right, just 4 items out of 93. 13 were transported to landfills, and 1/4 of the bundles ended up at a firm that uses plastic for decking. Amazon says it is constantly working to make recycling easier for customers, but that it doesn't have control over how packaging is handled after it gets disposed of. Still to come on Sunrise, news to know before you go. An officer-involved shooting in Chicago left 2 officers as well as a suspect hospitalized Thursday evening. An officer-involved shooting in Chicago left 2 officers as well as a suspect hospitalized Thursday evening. The shooting occurred in the city's Garfield Park neighborhood and prompted street closures. The Chicago Fire Department says 2 officers were transported to the hospital after the shooting. 1 officer suffered non-life-threatening injuries and another suffered minor issues in the incident. CFD says the suspect was also transported to a hospital in critical condition. More details surrounding the shooting are developing. The escaped Idaho inmate and his accomplice were taken into custody in Twin Falls Thursday. Police say Skylar Mead and Nicholas Umferner were taken into custody separately after a short vehicle pursuit. The manhunt began Wednesday when 3 corrections officers were escorting Mead from a hospital visit in Boise, and that's when they were ambushed by gunfire. Mead and the reported shooter Umferner fled the scene. 3 officers were wounded in Wednesday's ambush and were taken to the hospital. One was released Wednesday night and the other 2 are in a stable condition. Secretary of State Antony Blinken returning to Israel as part of a push to reach a sustained and immediate ceasefire in Gaza. Today, Blinken will meet with Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and the Israeli War Cabinet. They are expected to discuss a possible offensive move into Rafah by the Israeli military. Blinken said Thursday a military operation in Rafah would be a mistake. His visit to Tel Aviv comes on the same day as a UN vote on a resolution calling for an immediate ceasefire. This marks Blinken's 6th round shuttle diplomacy in the region since the October 7th Hamas attack on Israel. Immigrant families feel uneasy about Senate Bill 4 amid fears of racial profiling, though authors suggest limited enforcement away from the border. Read this story by the Texas Tribune on our website, crossroadstoday.com. And we want to invite you to experience our digital streaming service, Crossroads Today Plus. You can find it on your connected TV through Amazon Fire TV, Roku, Apple TV, and Android TV. Just search Crossroads Today Plus. And we have time for a final check of our forecast with Parker. A little bit of a cloudy sunrise.
Yeah, a little bit of cloudy out there, some clouds out there this morning, but the good news, the sun is coming out today. Believe it or not, right now about 64 degrees, a little bit humid out there as well, with the dew point 1 degree off. And some of us are seeing just a tad bit of fog out there this morning. Looking at your visibility, got a 0 mile in Karnes City, so definitely foggy over there. But most of us are seeing just a tad bit of real light fog, to which the National Weather Service has dense fog advisories for most of our counties this morning. And that's going to clear up by around 9 because the sun's going to come up in the sky. Right now, all of us in the low, mid, and upper 60s along the coast especially, but like I said, today the sun's going to come out this afternoon, and today we're getting up to about 80 degrees. That's going to stay like that all weekend long. We're going to be getting the 70s. Got a beautiful weekend to get outside and enjoy that outdoor activities.
Wow, Parker, what a beautiful weekend we have in store for ourselves.
Oh yeah, I'm excited. I'm going to go walk my dog. I'm going to enjoy that beautiful weather.
All right, well, thank you, Parker, and thank you for joining us. Have a wonderful Friday. And remember, follow us on our YouTube channel, Crossroads Today, and join us tonight for 25 News Now at 5, 6, and 10.